Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are back to our Erin Reed, and we're back in our Wednesday card making class. So today we're going to make a fun little shaker card that's really kind of a super easy shaker card that, look at this, look how fun this is. We're just using a plain old stamp set, and we're using the stamp set for the sentiment and also for the background images. And so you can use stamps to make background paper instead of pulling things out, and then just using whites, one complimentary paper, that's it, and then some black. And I picked a black that had a little bit of something going on there. My son is back here. Actually, I have both my sons here today. So my son Morgan is over moderating as himself, and my son Brandon is actually going to be typing as me. So if you see people typing, we're getting the kids involved because everybody's home. So we're making this an interactive card day, which will probably end up happening more often than not. And my daughter's kind of sitting watching and seeing what's going on. So it's a family time. What can we say? See, there's my son, Brandon. Okay, so how do we make this? Now, I've already done all the pre-cuts, but I'm going to kind of lead you through how I did all the cutting because you guys get the idea. All right, I have two different dies here. So they're all nested dies. I think doing shaker cards is super, super simple when it comes if you have nested dies. So you could pick squares, circles, ovals, stars. The concept is the same. I love the look of the scalloped with the plain. I think that looks really cool. So I picked a scalloped circle set from Maker's Movement. And then I already had these circle ones. I think these are old Sizzix ones I've had for ages and ages. And the links are all listed down below in the information section. So you can check that out. All right, so what I did for this card, and we're going to change it up for the second card. I'm going to show you my layers. Now, well, actually, I'll show you for this one. We're going to make a smaller shaker element for the second card that we're going to do. So what I've done, and here are all the layers that we need. We don't need this little guy. So these are all the layers that we have here. The first layer is you need to have, and I just did some white cardstock, you need to have with a hole in the center. So what I did is I took my second largest, if I get my finger in there, die, placed on a sheet of white cardstock, and then I took not the one next to it because I didn't feel like the space was big enough. I wanted to have a bigger space. I mean, it could work, but it'd be a really, really narrow gap. So I skipped one and went to the one below and placed that down, tape that, and die cut that. And that's where this little guy in the center came from, right? So now I have, because you're nested, you have a nice ring, okay? Then I just went ahead and die cut a circle for the back that is big enough that I could place this on top so we can have a background. This is our background piece. Now this is the cool thing. This is another set that I have. This is another die set. This is from Maker's Movement. This is a circle, and basically this is a deep edge die. And I took this with my double-sided adhesive craft foam. So this is already doubly done right here, and it's a big sheet, and I just placed it on the sheet, and what it does, and here you can see I'm going to place the rings back, and I've already used one, and we're going to use a second one. It cuts out all these rings of circles, right? So they're all these different sizes. I used the second largest for this shaker element, and we're going to use the third one down, the one that was right here, for this one, because it fits just perfectly. So this piece right here, we need to put our foam down. So we're going to go ahead and place this down. This is double-sided foam. It's set and easy to go. And this is where we're going to start building our shaker element. Now, I also went through with that same size circle, which is this circle, and went ahead and cut out my acetate. And I pulled the blue off already because you need to have your acetate. And somehow I got stuff on there. Go figure. Hey, Grace. Everybody who's gotten on. Who do we got on? We got Erica. We got Grace. Hey, everybody. All right, so there is that. So now the next step is for our little shaker element, and I'll come back and show you the other pieces that we're going to cut, like this black piece right here. So you've got your down circle, or it could be a square or whatever. It's just the base. You've got your foam piece that you've put on, and the nice thing about this foam is, look, there's no gaps. There's no place for all your little bits and pieces to go meandering around. I just think that's awesome. And then I have a couple of different shakers. Now, this card is all about being in the kitchen. And so this is one that's all about baking, bake with love, you're the sweetest. It's got all these cool baking elements to it. It says bake on there. For this card, I did you're the sweetest for the sentiment, and I used some of the baking tools that are in there. And I might add a couple more to this next card that we're going to do together. So I wanted to pick something that went along the vein of you're the sweetest or baking or cupcakes. And so these cute little shaker elements from Maker's Movement, I'm going to open this up. These look like sprinkles, right? So I like these ones. And the color scheme I'm working with, the blues don't fit 100%. So I'm going to pull the blues out. And the purples, I didn't do purple either. So I'm going to be a little persnickety here. And I'm actually going to weed out the purples and the blues. There's nothing to say that I have to use them. Your shaker mix is yours to do as you wish. So I'm going to pull the blue and the purple out. And I'm going to do the same thing with this guy, but I'm going to do it in the lid so I don't get it completely messed up. And I just think they're so cute. The kids have been seeing these little shaker elements sitting on my desk, and they're like, Mom, you got sprinkles. I'm like, don't eat them. They're plastic. Now with the, oh, there's one more little blue. Now with the card I had already made, I did add some glitter. I went ahead and added some yellow glitter in there, and then I added some clear beads. Oh, Brandon's having fun typing up to everybody. And I added some Arteza glitter. This is just a neon. It came a giant pack that I got a long, long time ago. Actually, not that long ago, about 6 months ago. And it came with, I want to say, like 30 different colors. So it's perfect for adding into your shaker cards because it just, you have such a variety of colors. And I'm going to leave it no glitter just to see the difference. And instead of just doing this, I'm not going to do the beads either. I'm going to do both of these little elements of shakers. So I don't want to put in the purples. So I don't want to put the purples in, and I don't want to do the blues, and I can't do this on my, oh, and I don't want red either. So I'm going to really be picky on this one, but no red, no blue, no purple. So is there any questions or comments that people have so far?
Nope.
You guys are quiet today. So what is everybody up to now that we're all stuck at home, doing our thing? Hopefully I'm giving you guys a little fun reprieve of something different to do. Get out of your head for a little while, stop watching the news. I tell you what, I have really kind of pared back on how much news I'm watching. I mean, I know what's going on, and I kind of do like maybe like give myself 10 minutes a day to see if anything has changed and if anything is new or anything is kind of like going on. And then I back off for the rest of the day because I will say for the first week when I was doing it, I would go through and watch the news a lot, and I felt like I was really kind of getting down. So now I'm like, I'm going to watch happy stuff and I'm going to do happy things. What's the question? You can talk.
Nothing really. Just
watching you making cards.
Love the shakers. Nothing really.
Just little changes up. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty about shaker cards. You can put whatever you want in them. If you love glitter in them, if you do, I'm kind of catering to both people that like glitter and people that, you know, mixing a lot of stuff you have on hand or kind of keeping it a little more purist. So a little bit for everybody. All right, so I'm happy with what's in there. And these little guys will just sit nice and easy. And then we're going to peel off the top layer of our foam. Now, this is what makes these cards so simple with this craft foam because they're already in the shape. Again, you don't have to worry about trying to do all those little pieces. It just comes off in one foul swoop. So, so simple. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put our acetate down. And this acetate is from Maker's Movement. I've already cut it and pulled off the blue. And then that just fits on there. And that basically completes the shaker element right there. Super, super simple. Catherine's like, yay. You like the shaker cards, don't you? Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
This guy, I'm going to make masks for the local hospital.
Oh, that's awesome. You're going to sew masks. That's so, so cool. I love that. I know a lot of people have been doing that, and I think that's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. You know, whatever we can do to help out. The kids and I have started doing, for my sanity and also for something us to do at home, but also for other people, we are starting a art class every Tuesday and Thursday at noon on this channel. So giving people some ideas for some art projects because art is still super important. It gets that creativity in the brain going. It also gives them something to do that's hands-on. You know, there's lots of things that they're missing out on being at school. So since we have products here at the house and the kids love doing it, we're doing an art class every Tuesday and Thursday live. Most of them are going to be live with the exception of maybe a couple of them on my channel. So if you know anybody who needs to have some art in their lives with their kids, they can play along with us or they can watch and then they can do it. Sometimes it's kits, sometimes it's grabbing things that we have in the house, you know, that you might have that so they're usable for everybody. We kind of changed up a little bit. So we got a fun project coming on Thursday. All right, so here is my little shaker card. This is the elements. Now you could totally leave it just like that. It's kind of getting washed out. I'm sorry, the light is really kind of bright.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can change this light here and see if it makes a difference. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that.
Yes, please. Comes from Canada.
Yeah, I have some Canadians watching me. I think that they know I'm Canadian, that they're feeling the vibe of that. All right, so when I was doing this, I decided that I didn't want it to be so stark. And so I loved, because I had black in the background with the dies or the stamps that we're going to do in a minute. So I decided to go ahead and add in this element of black on there. Yes, Brandon.
The hospital provides their fabric is already sanitized.
That is cool. That is awesome. Okay, so how did I make this circle? So what I did is I took the same size of the outer circle. So whatever size was this, for this particular die, for this card, or for this shaker element, it was this size. For the other card I did, it was the larger size, right? And then I took a circle. Now for this one, I took a circle that was a little bit smaller, but not as small, but bigger than the inside, if that makes any sense. It's kind of an in-betweener. So that's what this one is. I took, and I did a die, and you can probably see a little better. I still wanted to see that ring around the outside. So I placed on black paper this ring, and then I placed this ring inside there. So I would have a banner of the black. And then I'm going to get all my little dies out of here because we're done with them now. Bye-bye, dies. And this is just a nice little magnetic sheet that I use to kind of hold all my dies. They're not nesting really great, but it keeps them from flitting around and getting in the way. And so therefore they're not getting lost. And some of those stamp and die sets that I have, they are such tiny, tiny little dies that they so easily can get lost. All right, so I'm just going to take my Xyron tape runner again. And yeah, you could run it through a sticker maker. I love my sticker maker, but I'm just keeping it simple and doing just, because this is wide enough to get my tape runner on there, and it's only going to stick to where you have the paper. So I just kind of went around the corner, and now the hard part is just lining up the scallops. And the paper I picked is from a Die Cuts with a View pack that has, let me show you the paper. It had dots on it. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see that. See those little dots on there? They're just a little bit shiny. Of course, I happen to put that paper back away. It's listed in the information section. It's called the Noir Pack, and it's just really pretty. It's got all, it's not all dots. Sometimes it's script, sometimes, and I've used it a lot, just the backside for black paper because I had black paper, but every now and then I'll flip it over and I'll use the reverse, which has got this kind of shiny embossed section. It just looks really cool. I thought it looked really cool with this. Oh, I forgot to stamp it. Crap. I knew I was forgetting something. On the inside of the shaker, I was supposed to put "You are the sweetest," and I wasn't going to change it. I was going to do the word bake. So heads up for everybody in the future. I got to talking, and we got. So before you would put all your shaker, when you had your main circle, the very, very, very beginning, before you put your foam circle on there, stamp that first. And I totally forgot, but we'll change it up. We'll tweak it. How about that? We'll make it our own. We'll figure out a way to get around that. So we'll still add a sentiment on it because otherwise it looks kind of funny in this particular card. Okay, now time to stamp. So I need to get a new background sheet, that's for sure. We'll get there. All right, so what I have right here, this is my card base. My card base, I think I have the right size. No, it's wrong. I need to fix this. Hang on. So let me fix my card base real fast. I have this being a little bit too big. I think I had cut another sheet of paper. So A2 size card is a 5.5 tall by 4 1/4 wide. So I cut my paper, and this is why it's off, because I grabbed the wrong one to cut. So I cut just a little bit tiny of a mat here. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Now we are going to stamp this. I'm going to actually place this in the center here, and keep in mind we are going to place, wherever my little shaker, where to go? Oh, it's on top. Haha. We're going to place our shaker element right kind of in the center here, right? So I don't need to worry about stamping in the center. So that is where I'm going to place my magnets. So I'm going to place, this is why I have washi tape on my magnets. So don't do that. Okay, flip a magnet over. This is why. There. Why did the magnets do that, guys? Why the magnet?
North and south.
That's right. So when I flipped it over, what did I do? I made sure that both the norths were facing up, right?
So, Mom.
Yes,
Somebody
Brandon.
said you can just make a strip banner for the cement
That's what we're going to do. We're going to place it on top. So instead of it having it be on the inside, we're going to place something on the top. It's a fix for when you're like, oh, crud.
Yeah.
I meant to put it on the inside to show you that you can put your sentiments on the inside of the shaker card, but there you go. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is I'm checking, and this needs to go down, just to make sure that when I'm looking at this, my magnets are not being seen. Because if my magnets are being seen, I'm not going to put a stamp there. There's some dogs barking in the background right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've done is I actually already have a whole bunch of stamps lined up, and we've got a spoon, we've got a spatula, we've got a whisk, we got some strawberries, we got a cupcake, we got some cherries, and I thought maybe we throw in some other ones I didn't use the first time around. We've got some measuring spoons. Let's try that. Ooh, those dogs are going bananas. Okay, so we're going to try measuring spoons, and I like them coming off the page a little bit, because then it looks like I've cut this out of a sheet of paper, like it's a patterned paper. And you're never going to cut them perfectly if they were, here, I'm going to have this guy go there. That looks better. You'd never cut it perfectly to see the entire image of everything. So if you're making your own pattern paper, this is how you would do that if you're using stamps. Okay, what's another one we can, oh, the rolling pin. Should we do a rolling pin? Rolling pin's kind of cute. And don't make the mistake and put the stamp the wrong side down. The machine I'm using right now is called a Misty. So I'm just worried about doing the bottom side for right now, if you're noticing. And I'm placing this on here. And I feel like I've got a pretty good, like, down. And then we're going to move the stamps and do the top side. I want to see if there's anything else, because I could put something right there. What do you guys think? Measuring cup? You guys don't have an opinion. Sure. I'm talking to my children sitting here. Goofies. Okay, how about the egg? Ooh, let's do the egg.
Yeah, sure. The egg.
Okay, so we'll add a little egg. Well, I can talk to them too. So there's all these fun little things in here. For this card, I didn't use, I just did the whisk, the strawberries, the first set that you saw. So I didn't add some of these other ones, but we're going to change it up and add a few more. All right, so we'll just stick with that. Should we do the, nah, we'll just do that. That's good. So here we go. Put those on there. Oh, the dog is joining us now. Everybody's here.
Not everybody.
Wow, Dad's not
Pretty
here.
much everybody. Ready?
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and line this up. Sorry, there's some background commotion going on here. That's what we get for having a live. All right, so I am stamping. I want to do 2 layers, and this is why I picked my Misty to do this. I want these to be nice, crisp, and clean. I don't want them to get in the way of, I want to have it super clean, so I can come back because nothing is moved, and I can re-stamp in the exact same spot to get a good, crisp, clean image. And I think that you're not going to see, actually, you don't even see that egg. If I go down, so, whoops, the egg got kind of useless right there, but that's good. I feel like I can see a decent amount of what's happening here. And don't forget, we're going to do more on the top. All right, so now we're going to lift up. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a clean. This right here is a super cute little chamois thing. This came from Picket Fences. It's just like a spongy thing, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe my stamps clean. You could also pick up the stamps and wipe them clean because, sorry, the dog's about to start getting all kinds of crazy. The joys of lives. So this is a little chamois that you can, it's not a chamois, it's a sponge. So it's a little bit different that you can take. And I could even pick up my stamps and go to it. You got to get it damp. So you want to have it damp. But now my stamps aren't super dirty. And so as I'm placing them for the top half, you're not going to leave like a ghost image. All right, so let's come over here. Let's have this guy kind of come off this way. If I whisk here, I kind of want to have it on the other side, so we'll have it going this. And if I faced it facing upwards, I want it to kind of face downwards this time. Just changing it up. I know my spoons are there, but I'm kind of used up that space over here. Place my cherry, have my cherry kind of come off because we're going to see a little bit of the side. So I want to have some stuff on the side. This time I think we'll do, the spoons always look really kind of cute coming off the page. Kind of like, because it's easy to angle them. Now the dog is going outside. I'll have my cupcake facing the correct way this time. We got strawberries. And it looks really full. When you pull it off, you're like, oh, there's not as much there as I thought. And then because I have a gap here, I'm going to replace that egg down there just to kind of get that a little bit more. We might see it. Yeah, we'll see a little bit tiny of that egg. And then go ahead and fill this up. So you can really kind of go, and we might add one more little something later on. See, now look, it's all clean. There's no ghosting images left. And go ahead and ink it up. We're going to ink it twice. So this is a great way to use up some of your little stamps that you're like, I don't know what to do with. They're so tiny. What am I going to do with them? Make background paper. Super easy. So the kids and I are super excited. We've kind of decided to be on the super safe side, being home. We're not going to grocery stores, but we're getting deliveries. And so we've done Instacart. And if you've never used Instacart, I have a link down below for you guys to use that as well. We've also done like the Amazon delivery. And then we actually have our first pickup because our local grocery store is HEB. And you can put it in an order and go pick it up. It's a curbside pickup. And we're getting our first order today. Something's off with that little strawberry. He didn't get the top. Let me see if I can get, there it goes. Got the top. See, this is why that Misty is awesome. Okay, so we're getting our first delivery of groceries in a week and a half. We're getting pretty sparse here in the house. We're kind of going, what do we have to eat? I don't know. Our pantry is getting lower and lower and lower. We got really lucky. We actually went on vacation about a month and a half ago. And right before we went on vacation, we stocked up. I went to Costco and did a whole bunch of shopping at Costco. And so I didn't have to worry, and I got a brand new pack of giant toilet paper, and we got, we stocked up on a bunch of things. We got brand new shampoos, we got just stuff. So I didn't have to worry about, we didn't have it anymore. And so we've been pretty good on all of our toiletries. And, we always have way too much food in the house. So we're finally getting to the point where like, oh, well, we haven't eaten this in a while, or it was in the freezer or in the pantry. Let's eat that. Let's combine this. Our dinners have been getting kind of interesting lately. So I don't know about you guys, but it's what we've got going on in our house. Now, I didn't want to go too crazy with the colors because there's a lot of colors going on inside the shaker element. So I just picked colors that matched. So I've got two colors, and I'll show you one here just to show you the colors. So here I have kind of a orangey color to go with that orange that's in there, that darker orange. We have kind of a lighter peach because there's some lighter peaches. I didn't pick a pink. That's one that I didn't pick. I have a yellow to go with the yellow. And then I have that minty color, as you can see right here, that kind of minty color. So I'm just keeping with those four and mixing and matching. And let's clean up some more stuff here. All right, so eggs have got to, well, the inside of the egg has got to be yellow. I'm doing the wrong part of the egg. That's funny because it's just the inside of the egg. It's the yolk and the yolk. Well, then I don't know how to color that because an egg is white. So we'll leave the egg as is. I'm thinking egg yellow. Yeah, I've already got a yellow color. I'm being silly. I was trying to be like, stay true to the color, but it didn't happen. All right, we're going to do, I've seen all different colors of spatulas and spoons, so we're just going to have fun with that. We're going to play around with our colors here. So go ahead and color that, stick that in. And I don't necessarily need to have all of my spoons and spatulas being the same. So I'm going to change it up. The first card I did, I kept kind of everything. Like if it's this color, it's got to stay that color. It doesn't have to. And I'll come back and change it. So here I've got kind of that darker color. So I just picked, these are some brush pens from Arteza. And the reason why I picked this set of pens to work with is because I wanted to make sure that I had enough colors that went with the colors that I wanted. And this is the one that I have the most colors for. So I love, and it was a really, really inexpensive set that I got. What, Brandon?
No one's talking or nothing.
You guys are quiet today.
Yeah.
You're all quiet people. It's okay. All right, I got my cool cupcake. I'm going to do a cupcake that's got the topping. Frosting can be any color thanks to food coloring nowadays. So we're going to make it this color. So I think I'll go ask. Anybody short on any supplies they have at the house? Like I said, I think we're pretty good except for in terms of like our toilet paper and things like that. What we're short on is some basics like food. So what are you guys in need of right now? Or are you good? Are you actually doing okay? Yes, Brandon, what are people saying?
I love the fact you colored the stamps.
Oh yeah, of course we're going to color in the stamps. It gives us the background paper. It's awesome. So again, this is also a great use for some of those. I know some of you guys might have planner stamps and they look like they're maybe workouts or things like that. So this is a cute way to use up some of those little planner stamps that you might have. Let's give this one cupcake at the bottom here. And just a way to use those little bitty stamps that may have something in common. It could be whatever. So my thought process behind this, because I've seen lots of neighbors doing this lately, we have a carpool that we usually do. So we have this, texting email or texting list between 3 of us that we carpool our middle schoolers together. And one of them was out of yeast. Yeast is hard to come by around here. Luckily I have a giant jar of yeast that we've just started dipping into. The flour is what we're running short on right now because we seem to be baking a lot. So we had hey, does anybody have yeast? So we're starting to share things between our neighbors. We wipe down the containers, set them outside, have a kid run across the street, get them outside and burn some energy. We haven't had anybody sharing any of their baking yet, but that might come pretty soon. Hey, I just baked such and such. Would anybody like them? You know, whatever, or cook this or whatever. And we've shared food and we've had parties in we live in a cul-de-sac, so we've shared that. And so I thought this would be a really cute little card because it's all about baking. And that's what a lot of people are doing right now, is another thing to do. And it's a great thing to involve your kids because they could read the recipes, they can measure, they can do the oven. You know, cooking and baking is what I would call a life skill. And right now is the perfect time to go and do some of those life skills that we just don't do on a normal basis because we're busy doing everything else. I mean, I'm teaching my kids some life skills in a roundabout way by reading on the computer and messaging and kind of interacting with people. Don't do the emojis, dude. Are you going to get it? No, we're not. He's having fun with emojis now. No, we're good. You can type words, hon. You can also just talk to people. My children, I swear. So I thought this would be a cute set that I could pass along to somebody, that if we decided to bake something and send it along. I don't know the rules, if it's good or bad or what to do that. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think making a baked good and sending along to a neighbor, as long as like you left it at their front door, with that? I mean, it's no different than getting a food delivery from a restaurant if you think about it. And a lot of us are getting, you know, groceries from a grocery store. It just happens to be from your neighbor. That's how I kind of think about that. My thought process on that one. What do we need? We need some more of the green. We're running low on green.
I agree.
So I'm trying to evenly distribute the colors and not trying to do too much of one color so we can see them. So it's a nice combination.
That was the blue.
Well, it's a mint, but it might show up a little bit different. Unfortunately, with the lights, it still looks minty, don't you think? Mintish.
And yeah, this is blue.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be that color there. That's okay. And obviously the whisk, there's no color on the whisk. The only thing I can really color on the whisk is the little tip there, and you're not seeing that. And the egg, well, an egg is supposed to be an egg. It's white, unless you decide to do colored eggs, which you totally could. It's whatever you, I'm going to do this one here. Each little measuring cup is its own color. I like fun, bright things in my kitchen. A lot of my measuring spoons, like what color are one of our sets of measuring spoons?
Black. Colorful.
Well, we have a black set, but we also have a
colorful one.
Kind of like, it's almost like
rainbow.
this color. Yeah, and we do have a rainbow color set. We actually have a few different sets. We've collected them over the years. It's become kind of a fun thing. All right, so we are done coloring. Again, I'm going to leave my eggs the way they are. Now we're going to place them on the background of the card. And the only other thing that we have left to do is to place this on here, which we're going to do with our Xyron. There we go. Place that on there. And if you wanted to add a border to the edge to give yourself a color, you could totally do that. I'm just going to leave it white. It's just that little hint. Another thing you could do is you could do this on a bigger sheet of paper, and then you could die cut out kind of a really cool stitched edge or something, or if you wanted to do like a fun border if you wanted to. It's up to you. And then we have, just to kind of break it up, so otherwise this thing is floating, right? And it looks like it's just kind of floating in midair. Add a banner across the middle. It anchors our elements that we're placing on here. And I'm going to place it not smack in the middle. Well, I don't know. Usually I don't go right smack in the middle, but this time I think I might. I think I might just go right dead middle. Usually I don't do that, but today we're going to change it up. 2 reasons why I don't do dead middle. 1, sometimes it doesn't look as pleasing to the eye, but today it looks pretty good. 2, it's hard to get right in the middle. And if you mess it up, so if you purposely set it just a little lower, a little higher, it was meant to look that way. All right, didn't get my adhesive all the way to the edge. And then for here, I'm almost out of adhesive. I think I might be down to the edge. Catherine, can you reach inside of this and see if I have my big pink one in there? Do you see the big pink one in here?
Yeah.
Can you hand it to me, honey? So the reach. We're getting reinforcements. Hopefully I've filled this guy up. Oh no, it doesn't have anything in there either. Rats. Is this one empty? No, it doesn't look like it's empty. I'm just not getting traction on it. Oh, I messed it up by opening it up. All right. This is the fix here. Oh, it's because it got gunked up a little bit. Probably because I was messing around with it earlier. So quick fix. Run it a little bit, get it running. Make sure it's good, and then pop it in. There we go. There we go. And I'm just doing it on a hard surface because this doesn't have a back to it. There we go. See, all things are fixable. And then place our little shaker right smack. See, this is why I like the black, because it was a lot of white on this card. And if I had left the shaker part white, it just was like, that's a lot of white. It almost was blinding. Okay, so now we're gonna do the little stamp, "You are the sweetest." And I'm gonna get out a sheet of paper that I have. I always have little stashes of paper, that bits and pieces left over from what, you know what, I have a better one that might work. Instead of wasting all this, I just need a smidgen. So this is one of the pieces I die cut from, so I'm going to use this. Brandon, was there a question?
Chickens lay brown eggs too.
Did somebody say that?
Yeah.
Chicken lays brown. That is very, very true. Chickens lay brown eggs too. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's go with that because I feel like it needs a little more color. We'll go with the tan color. We're going to go with the tan egg. It's not, well, it's kind of like a peachy egg, but that looks like it could be an eggy color.
Yeah, true.
Thank you for telling me about the fact that there are brown eggs as well. And then there's speckled eggs, not that we eat the other ones, but there are, oh, and I forgot, there's a little spot right here. We're going to go with the minty color. I just missed this little guy. There, that adds a pop of color.
I wonder what was.
There. Oh, somebody made a comment. Thank you very much. It actually looks kind of like a color of an egg, doesn't it? It looks pretty darn close. So it's amazing what you can do with just 4 colors. And there's lots of color on there now. And then there's the shaker element, but now we need, and I've got to re-ink this because I talked too long. Thank you for reminding me about brown eggs. We even have brown eggs in the fridge right now. That's the silly part. All right, and then we're just going to stamp this right here. Use up. Ta-da. And then some scissors. I'm going to do my best to do straight line. Okay, that wasn't a very good straight line because the thing. Morgan, you're very quiet over there. Yes.
Music.
Oh, what are you listening to?
He has plans.
Music.
What kind of music?
Anything. That's good.
What are you listening to right now?
Music I play.
Ah, so Morgan's in band, And his lessons teacher, because he does clarinet lessons, it's kind of hard to do band class, except for you can play your own instrument at home and practice and all that kind of stuff. But you can't have the full band experience because you kind of need everybody together. And that would be one crazy Zoom. Could you imagine having a Zoom phone call with the band and everybody playing their instrument at home and coming together? That would be bananas. Oh my goodness.
The adapter had to be on the stand.
Somebody likes to color.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
It's a color choice.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I could do "You're the Sweetest" at the bottom, but I think I'm going to do it right there. And I don't want to leave it where there's a gap. I could do there. But I think I want to be able to see my little tails. So I'm going to pop this up at the top, kind of like it's a little bow right there. You are the sweetest. And we'll just leave it like that. So let's go ahead and stick our adhesive on. And you are the sweetest. You could place this off to the side. Or do we do this? What do you think? There, there,
Go on the bottom.
there,
Go on the bottom.
Bottom.
there.
Bottom.
You know what? I'm thinking I'm liking the bottom, but not smack in the center. Everything else is super like in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. Let's make this one a little bit off. About right there.
That looks nice.
So he's listening to music that his previous, is it your band has played right now, or
No,
Morgan?
They're gonna play.
What music you're gonna play?
No,
Or-
you were.
Played. So is it what your band played or a professional version of that music? Morgan. Is it what your band played or a professional version of that music for you to understand what it should sound like?
Retro version.
The professional version, but they want you to hear it so that way you know what it should sound like, right? So he likes listening to basically classical music, which I think is pretty awesome. So "You Are the Sweetest." That's pretty awesome. So here are two cards. We have a smaller circle and then we have a larger circle. This one I stamped on the inside, "You Are the Sweetest." I meant to do it on this one, totally forgot. But you know what? All things can be amendable, right? And so these are our cute little shaker cards. So super easy to make a shaker card. Also a great way to use up your stamps to make background paper. It's so much fun. This one happened to be about baking and cooking. And that is our live today. So I just think shaker cards are so much fun. If you don't have all these little fun little bits and bobs, like these little sprinkles that I have inside of here, you definitely could use whatever you have on hand. Sequins, glitter, beads. We've used extra diamond dots in the shaker cards. Those are really fun. So, and especially when you have a wide of colors, it really does make it kind of cool. And mix and match them. You can put a variety of different things. You don't have to put just the one thing. You can more and more in the pile is really kind of cool. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed our family card making Wednesday. We'll be back again next Wednesday because we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here at home. And if you're looking for a kids craft ideas, we have a Tuesday and Thursday at noon live on this channel, kids craft, like a kids homeschool arts and crafts time. And so we will give ideas for what, and the kids are going to be joining us and actually doing the crafts. So you can see what they're doing. And just to give them an idea or give your kids ideas and you as parents or grandparents, if you happen to be living with the kids too, of activities that you can do at the house that kind of fulfill that art class need. And it's catered for elementary to middle school and maybe the smattering of some higher level, but mostly for the younger kids is what we're catering for. Kind of like my age of kids, what they would be doing. So yeah, that's what we got going. So thank you everybody for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. Also, don't forget, there are some fun giveaways going on right now that are still active. There's a whole bunch of fun giveaways. There is one from Pear Blossom Press. It is a light up kit. So there's a video and it looks like a bunch of little Easter chicks on a card. I have the card. Give me that bag, Brandon. Yeah, that whole big bag. Thank you. All my cards stuffed in a bag. See if I can find them. All right, so this is one card. Here it is. Here's my little Easter chicks. So if you find the video that has these cutie little Easter chicks on there, this is my little light up cards. As you can see, they light up. Where I gotta find them. There's my button right there. They light up. I show you how to make these. There's a giveaway to get your own. There's actually a couple of different giveaways for your own kits. This is another giveaway. This is a big one. The die cut machine that I use to die cut this and all that. It's a big one. It fits. It's 8.5 by 11. This is a video where you can watch. It's called Save the Crafty YouTuber. So if you look for the video that has these cards on there, that is another fun set. A video hop. And so I am just one stop of many for a chance to win a ton of prizes. I mean, a ton of prizes. So there's that video. There is another, there's a lot of giveaways going on right now. There is another giveaway for a live video I did where we made 2 different kinds of cards, very fancy, very fun. So these are the 2 cards. I made 2 of these and 2 of these on that video. Oh, this one came a little loose. Easy fix, easy fix. There we go. And for this video, and it was a live video I did on a Saturday, excuse me, you win a fun kit full of all of these amazing supplies that I used to make these cards. And then the following Saturday is not a card, but it was a mixed media project that I did. And I made a set of altered containers. So this is one of them. And we made 3. So one I did the pink one to begin with. And then I made 3 others on video. So these are the 3 projects that we did. Let me do it on this side to see it better. 3 projects. And if you leave a comment on this video, you also have a chance to win an amazing prize pack with the company that I used creating these projects. So lots of fun giveaways going on right now. There are some amazing prizes. I want to say the prizes built up between, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different videos you can leave comments on to win some amazing prizes. Add up to just for my channel alone, because some of these other channels, if you leave comments on other channels, you get extra entries to win other stuff as well. Just following the video hop or the blog hop or this was a live stream hop where we live stream from one person to another. I had probably over $500–600 for all the prizes combined. So that's not too bad. It's pretty cool. So make sure you head over to those ones. If you just go on the main channel, you'll see pictures for this project. You'll see the eggs, you'll that. And I actually have to upload the pictures. It says Save the Craft. This one says World of Hearts. There's a picture, it says World of Heart, but I'll be uploading the picture for this graphic for that thumbnail very, very soon. So you guys can see that one. So that's all I got for today. Join us tomorrow for the kids' art class at home, homeschool art class, and we'll be back again next Wednesday with another fun set of cards. Yay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Be safe. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Give a thumbs up to this channel, and I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.